the context that we presently face, just to give you a U.S. perspective. We are coming up on the 10th anniversary of 9/11, and in our post-Bin Laden world, there is heightened vigilance. People are very concerned about a retaliatory threat or attack. While we have no specific intelligence, our department has been watching and gathering as much intelligence as possible in order to alert the relevant affected stakeholders if there is something more imminent. But I think we are all aware that we are entering a bit of a new period, and I think that means that we must keep in mind the overarching purpose of PNR, which is to enhance security.
We're not interested in exploiting the identities of Europeans, but we are determined to prevent another 9/11 or the Madrid attacks or the London attacks. We also saw it on Christmas Day last year in 2009 with Abdul Muttalib. The bad guys are intent on using commercial aviation to attack the West primarily, but people around the world. It is their fascination of the airplane, and it is something that they see they can get a hold of and use as their weapon of choice. Some of the examples of success, there's been over 3,000 when we looked for our last report from 2008 through 2009. The high-profile ones, I'm sure you're aware of, David Headley, a partnership with the Europeans, partial name, not even a very close date of travel, and a rough travel routing. That was very helpful. We were able to use that in our PNR analysis to then help find that person who was in Europe and put him in secondary and uncover all the connections to Mumbai and other threats. Najibul Azazi, he wanted to use backpacks to blow up the New York subway. We found 2/3 of his associates that were convicted through the use of our PNR analysis and our PNR data at CBP. Faisal Shahzad, the New York Times Square car bomb, attempted car bomb, is a quite fascinating story. We were able to uncover him and have indications of concern before anyone else in the law enforcement community. We were able to provide the keystone that connected him when the person that sold the car only had a phone number. We were then able to put a lookout in our system as the watch list process was going on when he was attempted to flee the country. And it was CBP that in fact knew that and pulled him off the airplane. So we first picked him up in the beginning, we helped connect him in the case investigation, and we stopped him from fleeing the United States. We also have examples of separate terrorist groups, Jamal Tabligh, co-traveler analysis that actually were not on the same plane. They're getting smart now. They know that if they're traveling together and they're sitting together that we're going to pick them up. They take separate airplanes. We were still able to make those connections in Atlanta on separate flights to arrest all the associates. We have 2 cases in 2009 on human trafficking, unfortunately in the sex slave trade. One from Korea and one from the Dominican Republic. In Korea, it was through the travel agencies. We had busted rings in the past with our law enforcement partners, and then went back to check who else was traveling through those same routes using those same travel agencies. Very similar analysis done in the Dominican Republic.